guys, here coming at you today, Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video. I'm glad to have you all here, taking some valuable time out of your day to chill with me, talk some Raid Shadow Legends. Hey, I'm sending some love, some positive vibes your way today, especially if you need it out there. I've said this for years here on the channel, but if you're going through something right now, and sometimes life, it throws us curveballs, right? Sometimes you can't even, or at least in my experience, you can't even understand why some days are better than others. There's not always a catalyst to your mental, your mental state. Anyway, much love to all of you out there, especially if you need it, right? One of the best things in this game for me is finding not just necessarily obscure, but kind of lesser known rare champions. I love a good rare champion in Raid Shadow Legends, specifically new rare champions in Raid Shadow Legends. And historically, over the last few years, there's only been a few that are even worth talking about. And today we have one of those that I totally missed. I thought this dude was brand new to the game, and it turns out he was added actually like 3.5 months ago to the game, or 4 months ago, right? And that is good old Longsword Torrux. I really like this rare. Today we're going to talk about why and give this guy a shot in the arena and more practical areas like Curse City. First off, I want to give a shout out to you guys, because oftentimes if I do miss a champion, you guys let me know about it. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. So please continue to do so. RP Shauner says you should check out some of the new rares. I just found Torrux in my list. He throws up. Well, if he throws up, I hope he feels better soon. Ba-dum-bum-ching.
We can fix you.
He throws up a block damage if he's about to get hit hard. Tolog is also pretty good. Tolog, I think, is the Reviver rare, right, that was added to the game. H-Law 35, can we get a guide on Torrux Longsword? Absolutely, based on breeding his kit. I think there might be some good potential there. And then we have Mate, need a Delaja, Knock the Paralyzer, or a Torrux guide. Can you help me with that, Mergen? Absolutely, we can help you with that. And then John Hooker 7161 says Longsword, he hits hard. Well, with that, let's go ahead and take a look at this fella. All right, guys, sorry for the long preamble there, but I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I wanted to give you a shout out. By the way, apropos of nothing, oh man, I broke down and I did it. I hate to admit this. I don't have to admit it, but I'm gonna admit it anyway. I was on vacation, as I've told you guys probably 100 times, with a little guy, and I tried my best to do the fragment summon for White Queen Ancora.
White Queen Ancora.
White Queen Ancora. It's not that hard, Ash. It's not that hard. I tried to do the fragment summon and I got 95 fragments. So, of course, Plarium. You can always count on Plarium to bail you out with the buy 5 fragments for $10. So, look at my $10 champion here in White Queen. What do you guys think of her if you went for the fragment summon? Let me know. I haven't even built her yet, so that just happened today.
I guess it's my turn, isn't it?
Anyway, Torrux. So what do you think of this dude? I mean, he looks very basic. He's absolutely armor claddin. Either way, he's got kind of like the little bit of a skull horror vibe going on with the mask, which fits the occult vibe of the Knights Revenant. The reviews are really high for a rare on this dude. Faction Wars 4.9 campaign, Hydra, Arena, Demon Lord. Well, you guys can see the reviews, and it keeps going, right? Ice Golem 4.8. So I was actually surprised to see these sort of reviews. He's a defense-based champion, which we absolutely love. He reminds me a little bit, well, he doesn't remind me of Executioner in all the ways, but he's a defense-based rare who can hit pretty hard, and he has a lot of control in his kit. And I love Executioner. I think he's incredibly underrated in terms of an old school. But Torrux hits a little bit harder, and he's a little bit more unique too. He has a leech on the A1, maybe not more unique, but he's unique in his own way. He has a leech on the A1, 45% chance of landing, so nice to help, especially against like bosses, help heal up your entire team, and Longsword himself as well. On his A2, his only active ability attacks all enemies before attacking. He's like a little mini Stultus Dragonbane here, ladies and gentlemen. Before attacking, he's placing an increased defense on all allies on a 3-turn cooldown. Now, the good news is it's a 3-turn cooldown and it's on all allies. The bad news is the weak version of increased defense. The good news is because he already smacks doing some damage, he's going to set himself up a la Stultus, right? And everybody else too, with the increased defense. And increased defense, even at 30%, well, it's better than no increased defense at all. And it happens before attacking, okay? He also has a 65% chance of placing a provoke for 1 turn on a 3-turn cooldown. That makes him the second best rare provoker in the game behind Gnarlhorn. A long way, to be fair, behind Gnarlhorn, who's amazing. He was ranked very high in my top rares of 2024 tier list that I released a day or two ago. So was he. Longsword was ranked, I think, 6 or so, somewhere in that neighborhood. Defense-based AoE with the increased defense and the control, you love to see it. Now, because this is only other active ability, there's so many different ways we can build this dude. We can build him in Savage or in Lethal, right? Just to do damage. We can build him in Triple Perception and just make sure we get our accuracy high enough to where he's always landing this provoke. But we could also go a little bit more unorthodox. We could go to Stone Skin and put him in a Go second team in the arena for kind of arena progression or something like that, just to have some fun with. We could put him in a stun set if we wanted to. He has 1 AoE, and again, that's his only active skill. Kind of double down on the control. Or we could put him in a reflex set, my personal favorite way to build this champion, because again, he only has 1 active ability. You can turn that provoke, hopefully, into a provoke on a 2-turn cooldown if you get the reduction on this skill. And again, or the refresh, excuse me, is going to have 40% chance to go to a random skill, and there's only 1 skill it can go to, right? So a lot of different ways to build this beast of a rare. Blade Breaker on the active effect on the 4-turn cooldown places a block damage on this champion for 1 turn if the incoming damage exceeds 20% of this champion's max HP. Again, that's on a 4-turn cooldown when booked. A nice little ability, especially since he's taking a lot of damage. He's provoking a lot. And the passive effect, and this has no cooldown, right? This is just always active. Counterattacks when hit by an enemy under provoke. That's great. That means we can place more leeches, we can put a War Master on him, and he has a hard-hitting A1. Speaking of hard-hitting, let's take a look, thanks to hellhades.com, at the multipliers on Mr. Longsword. On his A1, he's a 3.3 defensive multiplier. Not bad at all. On his AoE, he has a 3.5 multiplier. Again, pretty solid multiplier when you take into consideration that he's also buffing his damage vis-a-vis the increased defense before he attacks. So we got damage, we've got leeches, we've got provoke, and we've got a pretty nifty passive all in one. Honestly, I don't know if it says more about Longsword Torrux or if it says more about the caliber of rares in 2023 overall and in 2022, honestly. It's like 2 years. We haven't gotten a Cold Heart in years and years. Like someone as good as that in the game, and he's certainly not that good. He's not comparable to like Cold Heart, you know, to the best rare in the game. I would love to see a new best rare in the game. Like, I think that'd be so cool, right? We've waited for so long, man. I mean, all these mythicals are awesome. You know, I feel like me as a spender in this game, I feel like I'm never going to get my hands on half of these new mythicals who are just absolutely insane. Like some of the strongest champions in the entire game, bar none. But, you know, how about a little love to a rare? Just 1 or 2 a year. 1 S tier rare a year. That's all I'm asking. 1. I don't think they'll ever do it, though. They've moved on to mythicals and whatnot, the more pay-to-win champions in the game. Anyway, sorry, guys. I'm kind of a little rambly today, a little bit more than usual. Not long beard, but Longsword Torrux. So I have him in a ridiculous build that nobody's going to want to use, but this is just to check out his damage, okay? Ideally, we put him in Savage and Cruel. In case you missed it, I've mentioned this in like 10 videos, I feel like, or champion guides in a row now, especially on the Champions Guide YouTube channel. But all endgame players, and you know, you guys as well, if you're trying to min-max your damage, you're nuking from a defense-based champion in the game, it's definitely the best route is Savage and Cruel. Even though on HP and defense-based champions, you don't have any need for the attack, but it's still the best way to go Helm Smasher, Cruel, and Savage or Lethal Gear. Just trying to get as much ignore defense as possible. So anyway, we have him with defense percentage on the boots, defense percentage on the chest, and crit damage on the gauntlets. So basically, we're going all out defense here just to see what kind of damage he can do in the arena. And then we'll put him in a more realistic build and we'll try him, you know, we'll talk about where you can use him first of all, and then we'll try him out in Cursed City, as I mentioned. So let's check out the damage first, right? Let's go to the old arena. I'm going to put him on a Shuzen the Valorous team because that's how we can ensure that he goes next, right? Or he goes first. Trying to pick out like any random team here. Do I have any gear on Shuzen though? That's the big question that everybody wants to know. And we kind of don't. She's still pretty dang fast. Let's just throw on some speed gear. Be right back. Okay, guys, so ignore the team. This is the team that I always use when we're just trying to do a damage check because we get the debuffs from Lydia and we get the buffs from Shuzen the Valorous, right? So let's see what we can do here. Let's hand it off to Mr. Longsword himself. Let's slow it down so we can take time and appreciate that beautiful animation on the A2. Here we go. Boom! He's got one of those kind of side swipe moves or whatever. All right, so small sample size there, decent damage. He wasn't going against any like massive tanks or anything though, so it's hard. Let's go ahead and give him another shot here, right? Let's kill this sheep, please. I don't really need to kill this sheep, this Mithrala. Okay, not bad, not bad, not bad. That was his A2 again there. Let's go against a tankier team here. Okay, let's go against this team. At least they have a Brog. That's not really a tanky team. Come on, Ash. Oh, okay. How about, I like how I feel like pressure, even though I'm sure no one really cares. How about, this Razin Brogny team? Sure. Let's go in there. Let's do a couple more DPS checks. I would say that he has become probably my favorite rare nuker in the game, previously held by, I mean, that's not bad damage. It's not insane, but it's not bad at all, right? Keep in mind, you know, the magic affinity matchup. It's cool that we get the chance to provoke and all that damage on the same ability, right? Let me go. I want to try to find like a Marichka Taurus team or something like that. Actually, this is a really good squad, meaning a good DPS check because they're all defense-based or tanky champions, right? But Marquez, I think that he surpasses Marquez for the best rare kind of nuker. Obviously, I guess if you consider Coldheart a nuker, which I guess she is, right? She'd obviously be number one. But in terms of an AoE nuke that does a ton of damage, better than Marquez, I feel like. I feel like the damage is a little bit better. Granted, she has a chance for a double hit, though, so I guess it's a little bit... He's up there. They're both Spirit Affinity. So there he is against the tanky team. And the damage was nice, but not insane. Obviously, he's working with the weak version of increased defense, so we can get a little bit more damage out of him as well. But for a rare, you know, not bad, right? His main utility, though, let's just kind of start shifting things before we rebuild him. I think I'm going to rebuild him in a reflex set along with, I think reflex is going to be the way. Let's see if we can kill him here.
I felt this urge to prove myself, you know, that I was good.
Okay, we took out the reviver at least, right? I think reflex is going to be the way to go on this champion, and perception or something like that. So where would we use him outside of, you know, messing around in the arena or, you know, just trying to build a progression arena, go second team or something like that, right? I would say, and if I was going to use him, by the way, on a go second progression arena team, I would probably, like as I said earlier, I would put him in Stone Skin instead. I don't think progression arena players probably have access to a 4-piece Stone Skin and a 4-piece Savage. Maybe you do. Maybe you do. I don't know. Nah, the accessories, they're too hard to get right now. I still feel like that. But maybe in a year from now, maybe, you know? Let me go ahead and rebuild him, and we'll talk about, outside of Faction Wars, we'll talk about where we could actually get utility out of this dude. All right, guys, so we rebuilt him, as I mentioned, in Perception and in Reflex. 40% chance reduce a random skill cooldown by 1 turn. We hope that procs because, gosh, what we're going to be focusing on, the dungeon stage, is really challenging in Soul Cross on Cursed City hard. So hopefully you can get the job done. It's actually going to be Longsword Torrux, maybe a Grush the Mangler, and then a bunch of legendaries. So we'll see how we do. I have not cleared the content yet. I wanted to save it for the video. So in terms of the total stats, we kind kind of shifted our priorities. We do look for a little bit of crit damage from this champion. We still have him pretty fast, 224, not anything crazy, certainly. Over 3,000 on the defense, 46k on the HP. Tried to get a little bit more HP on this champion. In fact, I did go HP percentage on the chest, even though, frankly, it doesn't scale that well at 15k base. Definitely the downside on this champion is that low 15k on the HP, but again, he is a rare. I did try to allocate as much as I could towards accuracy at 423, plus the accuracy masteries. I decided not to change the masteries that we previously had on him. They work with an arena nuker or wave content clearing. I would switch out Helm Smasher for War Master, though, if I was going to make that adjustment, but I figured we just leave it the same because we're still going to get by and do extra damage against other champions with Helm Smasher anyway. But again, in a perfect world, I would probably switch things over to War Master. On the support side of things, kept it super basic, only 5 masteries here. Picked up the accuracy masteries, along with Evil Eye and Sniper to get a better chance at landing that Leech. You could also probably make a case for coming and grabbing Lasting Gifts if you want to rework things a little bit, and obviously extend the duration of that increased defense, but I think we'll get by just fine. All right, let's do this, guys. Let's do this. So here is, while we're doing this, obviously Faction Wars is going to be first and foremost where you can get utility out of this dude, right? Ninth Revenant Faction Wars isn't the most difficult, but it's not the easiest either out of all the faction wars, or faction crypts, excuse me. And, you know, he's definitely going to be helpful for control and to stay alive there. Moreover, Curse City, right, which we're going to be watching right now. This is Soul Cross, I think stage 13? Nope, stage 20. Yes. All right. So Soul Cross or Curse City in general, anytime he's available, he's going to help out a lot of endgame players, right? Secret rooms. There's a lot of spirit-only rare secret rooms and Doom Tower rotations. He can help you out there in the endgame. Now let's flip it and not talk about endgame and talk about early game and mid game. He's going to be a great option for just kind of control and tanky support in Ice Golem, where the boss can hit pretty dang hard anyway, right? He'll bring that increased defense for your team, as well as some control and damage. He can obviously provoke the minions as well, which is going to be a nice add-on. Where else can we use this guy? Magma Dragon, obviously, right? He can be a good provoker in a reflex set, specifically against Magma Dragon, and Magma Dragon hits really hard, but guess what? He has that block damage that he's bringing to the table as well on his passive. All right, guys, so here we go. We're going against... this is going to be tough, man. We're starting off against War Chief, 2 Coronars, Bambus, and a Snick Track. Let's go in with the Valkyrie Shield. The good news is we do have another great CC champion on the team in Archer Queen. One of the best in the game, I would say, right? They're definitely in the conversation. Probably the best in the game, right? Who am I kidding here? But she's not going to be able to CC everybody all the time. That's why adding Longsword into this team wasn't meant to be, and by the way, Valkyrie, as you can see, is also in a reflex set. I love her in a reflex. It wasn't meant to be, oh, I'm just going to be cute and add a rare to this team that doesn't need him at all. It was actually a lot more than that. It was, I think I'm really going to need him. I need to CC the enemy team as much as possible, so we're going to be counting on his provokes. I don't need to use the heal just yet. Let's go ahead and get an activation there against Bambi, and I don't need to use the provoke just yet, so I'll sit on it and just continue to attack Bambi, I guess, right now, being the lowest health on the team, even though I'm all spirit affinity, so it's going to be a negative affinity matchup no matter what. Coronar, we got to be careful. He's going to counterattack every single time he's hit. He can also provoke my team, which is really annoying. All right, let's go back in with another shield on Valkyrie. My Valkyrie is built for Fire Knight, so she's not ideal for this sort of content. Let's go in there and... Can I land the stuns? I can. Great. She's not built for this sort of content because we're not getting a massive shield from her, right? There we go. Gets a kill there on... War Chief. Cool, cool, cool. Well, let's go in with the A3 here of Grush. Did a tiny, tiny bit of damage. Let's try to get rid of Coronar here. You think it's too soon to A1 cycle? What do you guys think? I don't think so. Let's go against Coronar again. And I think we can just A1 cycle here. Come on, man. Weak hits galore. You know what? Let's use this A2 right now. Boom. Okay, so we land a provoke. More importantly, we get a little bit more damage to definitely justify the decision to go A1 cycle this early on. Actually, I think it was perfect, right? So now, I think everything that we need is going to be off cooldown for the second wave, and things are about to get a lot more challenging here as we go against this freaking ridiculous squad. Korrigar, Double Grazer, Gerptuck, and Conjoined Twin, dude. Ugh. All right, who do you want to target first here? This is ridiculous. Let's go in with the stun. And then clearly Archer Queen. This might as well be the Archer Queen highlight show, right? She is a monster.
No, quick, run! Harry! This is between you and me! Let her go!
But this team can get super dangerous and get super out of control really, really easily. I think I want to deal with the Conjoined Twin first. So let's, where is he? Dude, they all look this, okay, there he is. I'm like, I can't even see his heads because he's laying down, man. All right, let's go against the Twin first. Now we're gonna come and provoke everybody right now, right? Everybody's provoked, beautiful. Let's go with, let's just keep going after the Twin. We can sit on the provoke. We're gonna use it the next go round. We're gonna use the AoE, the provoke there, right? There we go. It's been what, 2.5 months now or so of Curse City. You know, you guys, is it growing on you? Are you sick of it? How do you feel about it, right? Oh man, that was clutch. She got the extra turn. She's in Relentless, as you can see, Archer Queen. Really coming through in the clutch here. But we're gonna need him. We're gonna need him before the end of this one, because I want to say the third wave is the toughest. Okay, so we procced the first unkillable there on Grazer number 2. Everybody's stunned. I don't think it makes a lot of sense to continue provoking once they're stunned. So let's use it on the next move. And again, he's not built for, actually, let's just keep provoking here until we need it, right? The sucky thing is the stupid heals on the passive Grazer, man. I feel like I'm not cutting through. This wall won't fall. Indeed. All right, finally, this wall is about to fall. Let's clip him there. One down. All right, now we're going to go in. Lands. Oh, he landed them all. He landed them all. Again, took him a while, but he came in. He came through for me. I'm going to sit now on the... Now we have to sit on the provoke of Archer Queen. Basically, Archer Queen is doing most of the heavy lifting here, and then we have Grush in support, Valkyrie in support, Walking Tomb Dragon in support and damage, and then Control backup in damage out of Longsword. All right, so unkillable on everybody right now. We're counterattacking. We don't need the heal yet. Let's get the burn activation on the Twin and keep trying to deal damage to the Twin here. Now we're going to need that stun. So we can go in there and get a stun on everybody. We can come in, get the A3 of Grush. Now we can get the other Grazer down. Now we can focus on... it's Gerptuck. Who cares? I think we can A1 cycle here. Yeah, there's not enough damage. I'll come back at you guys in the third wave. All right, guys, third wave, here it is. Siphi, Double Rotos, UDK, and Necrit the frickin' Great. This is ridiculous. All right, so the bummer here is that both Rotoses are gonna be cleansed every time. I can't do anything. I mean, I can stun Siphi, that's great, but that's about it. So let's just come in here and do what we do. Stun, stun, stun. It's worthless to do anything here other than just mindlessly, okay, I need Grush with some more damage, man. This is not going to work out. All right, so we get the block damage finally, right? So he's going to be the, or at least one of the targets. Block damage procs, which is really nice to have. On every double hit, I want to make sure, okay, let's go in A3. Every double hit, we want to make sure we're going after Siphi hard here. We don't need, let's go ahead and activate that burn on Siphi. Let's come in here. What are we dealing with? Provoke, provoke, provoke. And again, provokes only really matter on Necrit, Siphi, and UDK. So we can save it until next go round. Just keep hitting Siphi. Gonna have to deal with, I really could have used that cooldown on Valkyrie's shield. Okay, boom, boom. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Okay, okay, okay. Everything's good. Everything's good right now. Now we get the big shield. Now we're protected from rotos for a little bit longer. Now we come in here and try to land. We landed on Necrit only. And again, I didn't notice if there were resists or if they just didn't land. 65% isn't that bad, but it's obviously not 100%, is it? And you know, sure, I'm showing, excuse me, end-game content here where he's kind of in a support role. But what I really can't wait for, and it's just not on this rotation, otherwise I'd show it, is him in a starring role, a leading role in some rare-only content as well. All right, so now we're looking pretty good. Let's go in here and reapply some CC. Let's go in A2. Siffy's finally getting there, and we're going to get the job done, I think. I don't want to speak too soon. You never freaking know when you're going against two Rotuses and a Siffy the Lost Bride, do you guys? All right, so Rotus starting to hit a little bit harder here against our poor star of the show. How dare he? Better not kill him, man. All right, land some provokes for us because we have a sleeping beauty over here in Archer Queen. Okay, she was woken up. That's fantastic. UDK is down, and we do have a Siffy provoked from Longsword. So let's go in. Now we can actually choose our target, and obviously we're going to go for Siffy the Lost Bride. So let's go A3, get some heals on Longsword. Let's get a shield up. Siffy's almost dead. Let's A3. Oops. Didn't mean to A3 there, but it's okay. Let's go A2. And okay, it's game over now. It's game over. We can go on auto. So guys, I mean, I don't know. Again, to be fair, I don't know if it was the best area to showcase him, but he was definitely helpful. He stayed alive. He did a little bit of damage, not a ton of damage. Obviously, Walking Tomb Dragon is going to be the damage goat on this squad with all those burns, right? But he did damage. He was able to stay alive. He's actually been a good Rotos kind of tank target here, awkwardly, right? Especially with that block damage passive. Just be careful because Rotos will ignore the block damage on Fated Destruction. But you know, it's been working out, I would say. So yeah, man, he's not my favorite rare in the game. I do think he's a top 10 rare. What about you guys? Let me know what you think in the comments below. We can wrap this one up shortly. Again, he takes another big hit from that level 270 Rotos. And but it's just a matter of time before we're going to take him down. We'll do one quick damage look here. I think if I had to guess damage, it's going to be Walking Tomb Dragon, Archer Queen, and Torrux. So Grush actually, dude, look at, so, well, you can see all the damage here. Torrux was last, unfortunately, in terms of damage, but again, keep in mind, we don't have War Master, and we took away the Savage gear. He was mainly built to be a control-y tank in this particular build, but the damage still wasn't awful there for a rare champion, holding his own on this squad. Guys, what do you think of this champion? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and as always, take care, guys.